Kristen could come back. Kristen hasn't been here since Kitchen Witch. Kristen can always come back if you don't have anything else. Focus on driving. Maybe think about a story while you focus on driving. Eyes on the road. Don't be distracted. Yeah, it's fine. It'll get done. It'll all get done. You just have to do it. Stop resisting and do it. Just do it. It's more doing to not do it than it is to just do it. Just do nothing and do it. Otherwise, you're going to sit around just anxiously worrying about what you'll do. Easier to just do it. Easier to just do it. But not right now because you're driving. Eyes on the road. But if you were to write a story while you were driving, what would it be about? It would be about those trees. The way the trees here look in that fog. In the light rain that's more of a mist. I rarely drive up into the country, and even more rarely in the morning. It's a treat in its own way. It would feel more like one if there wasn't everything else to do. Why? I don't know. I mean, I'm here now, looking out over a field. Vast distances of farms in the fog, all kinds of trees, all kinds of growing things. But there's still a feeling that I'm not meant to be enjoying this. I have things to do. I suppose the enjoyment won't make me move any slower, will it? I suppose letting myself let go and just exist within the fog and the trees as I dare to dream I could in alternate realities wouldn't stop me from getting to where I'm going. Putting the one foot in front of the other, metaphorically, for of course there is an engine and wheels and all that. But the mechanism is the same. There's the going. The going from one thing to another thing, and both things have blessings and curses to them, and they will be things I need to remember to breathe through, too. But this middle land, the middle land where I exist in a private space out in the open among hundreds, thousands of other cars, a voyage through an invisible, liminal realm, where there is on either side of me the Gothic landscape I've dreamed of for years and years. But I cannot look right at it because I'm driving and I must be very careful. I must only look ahead to where I am going, though either side of me seems so dreamy. And behind me is the terror of the past. Even the lovely parts are terrors because, well, it's dead. Can't look behind. Can't look on either side. Can only move straight ahead. Eyes on the road. I'm going somewhere after going somewhere. From some place to another place. I can't quite recall where I came from, and I don't know yet where I'm going to. But in my mind there are just lists of both past and future places, weaving and unweaving, spiraling around me in such a way that I find it difficult to concentrate on any one thing. Do you let the memories catch you up in regret or nostalgia? Do you let what could be fill you with excitement or dread? Or do you just appreciate the trees as they breeze by? Ancient things you only get a brief glimpse of. Fog that will pass almost as quickly as you're passing it by. And eyes on the road. Alright, so why does Kristen come back? Well, because I don't have any other ideas. No ideas for the castle. Not yet, anyway. The castle is on hiatus. That's okay. We've been avoiding going back inside there. We're not ready. It's okay. Better to take these things one step at a time, as I said. Better to be gentle with yourself. Better to show yourself the kindness you'd show anyone else. You don't have to go back in there if you're not ready yet. Rooftops, caverns, open roads. Oh, the wide world is full of stories. So, what's this one? Once upon a time, Kristen had to go from one place to another. Behind her, good times, bad times, quiet times, chaotic times. Ahead of her, things to do, people to see, work to complete, places to go. But between those two places, those places being behind and ahead, there was this journey on the road, driving. Weren't there more cars on the road only a few minutes ago? Why did they all disappear? It's only late morning. Traffic should be bad. But this country road I don't think I've ever driven on before, though the little map on my phone tells me I'm heading home, so I trust it. This country road I don't think I've ever driven on before. It's empty. Well, except of course for those trees. The fog has grown thicker even as the morning grows late. That's unusual. There seem to be lots of willow trees on these farms. Are those typical too? Barns and silos pass through my vision too, but they're sparse and dilapidated. Does anyone use them anymore? Surely they cannot hold beasts of any kind, can they? Eyes on the road. You know what? I've mentioned them several times, but there are eyes on the road. Do you not see them too? You haven't said anything. It's all right. I know that you can't, but there are eyes on the road. And no matter how fast I drive, they are always right by the car, floating outside of my windows at the speed of me, waiting for me. It's like they're right outside my window. Bright, white eyes shining through the fog. I can't turn my head and look because I'm driving too fast. But I see them watching me. I don't know who they belong to. These eyes on the road. Are they yours? Out of the corner of my eye, I see the trees swaying to a rhythm, to light and gentle notes seeming to come out of nowhere. Back and forth, back and forth. The radio sputters and crackles on. I was playing dark and moody music on my phone before, through the speaker, but now the radio sputters and crackles on. And there's a voice joining the music of the trees. I would like to bask in the misty morning loveliness surrounding my sweet little car. But I can't let go where I came from, or the dread of where I may yet be. I can't help but bask in the gentle evening loneliness surrounding my sweet little heart. And I can know, but can't seem to understand that the only place, the only real place, not a time but a place is now. Are you here now? Are you here now? Are we here now? Am I here now? Are you here now? Are you here now? Are we here now? Are you here now? Are you here now? Are we here now? Are we here now? Am I here? Are we there? Am we
I'll take you to a place beyond space and time. To where nothing else will reach beyond space and time. Take me beyond space and time.
I can't turn and look beside me, but someone is in the passenger's seat. We all know who it is, though they're shrouded in darkness and shadow. And ahead of this road, indeed my map did not lie, there is home. There is the castle, a long cobblestone path. The drawbridge lowers itself of its own accord across the moat that I of course had to have. I see hands poking out of the windows of all kinds of towers. Bony hands, fleshy hands, clawed hands, all kinds of hands. And they wave at me as I come back. I drive the car slowly across the bridge. Remember when I used to walk and walk and walk home from work? A dark figure following me then, too? They always help me get home, no matter how I get there. Sometimes they have to show you the way when you forget. And sometimes home is an apartment with a balcony and a lovely view of the moon and a figure waiting there for you to open the door. And sometimes home is a haunted castle in a podcast that you visit and open the doors for anyone to enter and explore, even when you are too afraid to walk through the front doors yourself. The dark figure beside me gets out of the car first and walks around, opening my door for me like a gentleman. I go through, and the doors to the castle seem a little bit different. One of them had a carving of a great thing who looks like me with large wings and long claws and many fangs. The other door had one of a creature in the woods under a tree, roots tunneling deep, deep, deep in the earth. And above the door was a wooden plate that was left blank before. There is something there now. Just one thing hewn into the wood. It is a long pathway, perhaps a road. That is all. The pathway continues, you see, in the same direction as the one that took me here into this plaque above the door. And it continues into the castle. The castle doors open, and I see ahead of me a red carpet and empty blackness on either side of it. The only thing to do is keep going. Go ahead. Walk in. Go down the path. We have places to be, but we're not alone. On either side of the path, even still as we go into the castle, there are eyes. They move down the hall with us, at the speed of us. They're us, too. These eyes on the road. Only thing to do is keep following it. Together. Hello everyone, this is Kristen Zaza, the host, narrator, writer, composer, driver, etc. behind On a Dark, Cold Night. And thank you for joining me for episode 241. Well, getting back on schedule has proved to be a little more difficult than I've hoped for, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Thanks for going with the flow with me. Looks like summer is slowly transitioning to the harvest time. And I guess I'd like to think about what we've been sowing for ourselves, for our souls, in the warm weather. What will you bring with you as it grows colder and darker out there? As it must. What will you leave behind? Sending many thanks to friend of the show Kayla Day, who supported On a Dark Cold Night by buying metaphorical coffee for me through coffee.com. Thank you so much for your kindness, Kayla. Kayla is also a patron of the show through Patreon, and of course I'd like to thank everyone who also supports on Patreon every month. Every supporter of $1 or more US a month gets access to my complete soundtrack, while supporters of $5 US a month or more get that, a weekly bonus meditation called A Quick Moment every Thursday, and a full moon tarot reading video uploaded every month. You can learn more by visiting patreon.com/darkcoldnight. The Quick Moment meditations are also available through a subscription to the Sonar Plus channel on Apple Podcasts. You can find it through my iTunes page or by searching for the Sonar Network. It's $3.99 a month and you get those meditations as well as lots of great content from other Canadian podcasts on the Sonar Network. And of course, if you'd like to support one time only without any perks like Kayla did this week, you can do so at ko-fi.com/darkcoldnight. And you can buy t-shirts and hoodies at bonfire.com/on-a-dark-cold-night. I'd also appreciate if you left a rating or a review anywhere you like to do so, like iTunes, Facebook, Spotify, Podchaser, etc. You can follow me on social media on Twitter at @ADarkColdNight, Instagram at DarkColdNightPodcast, on Facebook and YouTube under page names On a Dark Cold Night, or on TikTok at Kristen Zaza. You can also find my album, Favorite Little Songs from On a Dark Cold Night, on Spotify, iTunes, or lots of other music streaming platforms. Thanks again for listening, everybody. I've had trouble being here in the present lately. This idea that there is no such thing as time, but this moment can be a kind of place, maybe, is haunting me a bit. In a good way. If you're able to close your eyes and join me there, feel free to. If you can't, as in if you need to keep your eyes on the road, that's all right too. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Are we there yet? This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network. Sonar.